Listen, guys, I am so glad Juan Dixon does not shop at my grocery stores, right? Because this story that Robyn Dixon shared on her Reasonably Shady podcast with her RHOP co star Gizelle Bryant disgusted me, okay? So she talks about how her husband, Juan Dixon, has this habit of opening up packages of food when they're at the grocery store and just straight up eating them. Okay. And apparently, this habit has been passed down to their son, Corey. And the story to me was very disappointing because I felt like it was rather disgusting. And I don't understand what she considered to be funny about it, to be honest with you. So let me just set the groundwork before I play the audio recording. Okay. So basically, what Robyn is saying is that, like, I guess this is in their blood or something like that, where they just do this. They go to grocery stores, they open packages, and they start eating. So for Juan Dixon, it's Twinkies, and then for their son, Pringles. So apparently they've got like Pringles on like automatic like order, but they had to stop because the Pringles had been like stale for the past couple of deliveries. And so what happened was Robyn went to Costco with her son Corey, and I hate to even like bring him up. So this is why I'm blaming Juan Dixon, because he's the man, like, you know, he's grown and he like taught this behavior to his son, according to Robyn herself. So yeah, like he goes there, he's like, well, I don't want to buy them if they're going to be stale, so let me open them and taste them to see if they are actually like good right now. And so he eats the Pringles, and then he determines that they're not like fresh enough for him, so he doesn't want to buy them. So what does he do? He leaves the, is it a can or is it a tube? Tube, can. He puts it back and then just goes about his day like it's nothing. And I just find that to be really disrespectful to like the company, to the workers, and to other people out there. Like just having garbage, like food garbage, like out there. Like it's just nasty. And I feel like it's a form of theft, honestly, you guys. The whole thing just kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. I don't understand what's funny about it, but I digress. I have the clip right here so you guys can listen to it for yourselves. Like I said, it's their son who did this, but I don't want to put their child on blast. So I would rather just blame it on Juan, because this, according to Robyn, is something that Juan taught Corey. And I hope they unteach him, because it seems like Robyn just, you know, goes by with it as if it's something that's normal. Well, when in my opinion, it is anything but. I don't think that food should be tampered with under any circumstances. Like, I know that there are people who like eat it and then like they'll give the barcode or whatever, like at the end. I don't love that either, but at least they give the barcode, right? They're not stealing it. But like in this instance, to like even put it back, like put garbage out there on the shelf, ew, just grosses me out. Anyway, take a listen to the clip straight from the horse's mouth, okay?
I don't know, like order some sheets or something. We'll be even. The Crane Barrel Police. Why? But you know what? You cannot trust Juan Antonio. He goes to Costco and eats Twinkies out the box. Exactly. So you cannot trust him. Exactly. Yes. And do you know, oh my gosh, I shared the story. Do you know that my son did that recently? Oh my God. He learned that from his father. No. That shit, he wasn't even there when his father did it. That shit is like in his blood. It's like in his DNA. It is hereditary. We were in Target. Okay, so for whatever reason, this should be your shady moment. This story right here. Well, I mean, yeah, just we're just thieves. Okay. Okay. So whatever reason, Pringles has been dropping up. I don't know. We would order them, right? And we open them and you eat them and they're like stale. Okay. Okay. When we were in Target, Corey was like, oh, I want some Pringles, but let me taste them first. To make sure they're not stale? Yeah. Were you going to take those to the counter and pay for them? I mean, I didn't. He tasted them. They were stale. I cannot. Yes, they were stale, and then he put them back on the shelf. I hate the Dixons. And then what is happening? Exactly. And then we go to the checkout, right? Yeah. And the lady's all like, oh my God, Robyn, I love you. You're my favorite. He's like, yeah. And I ate, and I opened the Pringles and I put it back. He said that? What? Okay. So you know how my mother said you're her favorite juvenile delinquent? Yeah.
So there you go, you guys. Again, I don't love it, and I don't understand why she didn't teach him that that's not appropriate, because, you know, he's a child right now, so they don't really understand these sorts of things. So I feel like it's her role as his mom to correct him and say, listen, you can't do that. That's stealing. You can't eat something, put it back. You know, not only is it stealing, it's also like littering. It's also disrespectful to other people who might happen upon it. Like, it's just gross, you know, at the end of the day. So I don't know why she was kikiing about it on the podcast. But that's the thing with Robyn that you see on the show a lot. Like, a lot of times, like, her kids will do certain things and then she'll just laugh at it, and you're like, girl, are you sure you want to laugh at that and enable it? Like, are you sure? I mean, I guess, and so at the top of the story, what they were referring to when it comes to Crate and Barrel was this anecdote that Robyn shared, which was that Crate and Barrel had sent her an extra product. So she ordered planters, one of them actually, and Crate and Barrel sent her two. So she wrote to them and said, hey, you accidentally sent me an extra one. Send me a return label and I will, ship the extra one back to you guys. And so she did that, and then she had it on the porch, and then Juan Dixon came. He's like, what is that? And she's like, oh, I'm shipping them back a planter because they gave me one more than I needed. And he's like, no, keep it. Let's put it in another room. So that's why she's joking about their family being thieves, right? Not only like, the food from the grocery store, putting it back, but also the planter thing. But listen, when it comes to the planter thing, I don't think that's thievery. I think that's too bad, so sad for like the corporation. At the end of the day, they should have done their due diligence. If you accidentally sent an extra one, then you accidentally sent an extra one. She doesn't need to go through the hassle of sending it back because that's not her job. At the end of the day, she's got other things to do, et cetera, right? So I don't know, you guys. I found that to be rather disappointing of a story. This is the thing with podcasts. I don't really love the Reasonably Shady podcast. In fact, I don't actually like it, but I listen from time to time because one thing about Robyn and Gizelle is they will always like put their foot in their mouth and say the stupidest thing, thinking that it's funny or cute. It reminds me of when they were like on this like crazy, like in my opinion, racist rant against James Harden and his beard. Remember, they're like, what are we going to find? Watermelon fried chicken. And then they made a lot of like, remarks about like, socioeconomic status and whatnot, just stuff like that. Like anytime you listen to this podcast, you're going to find some mess. So if you're into mess and like reality stars putting their feet in their mouth every now and again, this definitely is the podcast for you, because these girls, one thing they lack is couth at the end of the day. So I am curious to know what side of this fence you guys stand on when it comes to opening food in a grocery store, eating it, and then leaving it on the shelf and walking away. Do you think that that's appropriate behavior for an adult? Do you think it's appropriate behavior to let slide for a child? Let me know. I know that when it comes to me and my family, that's definitely not something that my parents would have let slide. They would have popped my ass if I ever even tried it. Absolutely not. Like, it feels really disrespectful to me, but I know that some people are going to call me a drama queen or whatever. So alas, I await for you guys to call me a drama queen and to tell me that this is perfectly normal and acceptable. Okay. So you know what to do. By the way, the new season of RHOP is going to be starting. It should be starting in November, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but it's starting in the fall, and we just entered the fall. So it's nice to get some RHOP content going now, just to get us a little bit warmed up for the new season. Okay. Anyway, comments. Okay. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.